What's up, everybody? It is I, Tevin El Chapo, friends call me Chop, and we are back with another episode of Chop Logic, where we get to the logic of things my own special Chop way. Listen, we got an amazing guest in here today. You know, we don't do too many guests nowadays, as you may or may not know, but we definitely have a special guest in here today. We have entrepreneur, we got author, celebrity assistant, multifaceted, Kyerra Weldon. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for the intro.
Hey, listen,
you said them all.
I'm trying to get up there with Club Shay Shay. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get up there with Shannon. You know what I mean?
I actually watched that podcast. It's a good podcast.
He does pretty good. I only do depend on the interview. Shout out to Shannon, unless you want to have me on, brother. You know, you want to have me. I see every episode. You know, I've seen all of them.
Yeah, they're good. They're very entertaining.
But yes, Key. Can I call you Key?
Please call me Key.
Yes, Key. All right. You know, Key.
Yeah, my government name is Kyerra, but we go by Key. Key is good.
You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said before, you're definitely multifaceted. Thank you for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you. I am too. How you feeling? I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling good. Feeling real good. I came from church this morning. You know, life is good.
Always
Amen.
Keep God in your life always.
Got to.
You know what I mean? God first. So, you know, just let's start from the beginning. You know, like, you know, we talked about a lot of things, but just kind of take us through the beginning of your journey. You know, you're a celebrity assistant, then became an author, entrepreneur in so many different ways. So just kind of talk about what even brought you into entrepreneurship in the first place.
Okay. That's a loaded question. So
that's what we do.
I went to Sac State for school. So I'm born and raised here in Atlanta.
Okay.
And so I went to Sac State for school. I have a dual degree in public relations and theater. And while I was in school, I was working at the radio station. And I worked in the promotions department. I was a promotions assistant. And so that meant I was on street team. Then one day I would be in the office or working at the radio station, giving out tickets to make sure people can pick up their tickets, doing liners, sheets, and going to get stuff for celebs when they come in the studio. It just depends on what I was doing. So I always been in the entertainment industry. Always, even when I was in school. And so my first internship too was at Capital City Radio in Sacramento. That one was a little different because it was like a news radio station. So it wasn't as fun to me because I really don't like the news.
And so you had to move all the way out to Sacramento too?
No, so I just really wanted to get away. I'm born and raised here in Atlanta. So I was like, you know what? I want to see what else is out there in the world. So I purposely did not apply to any school in Atlanta.
Okay.
Obviously, my parents were not happy about that. My family was not happy. But I was like, y'all, I wanna venture off. My dream school was Howard.
Nice.
And then I didn't get in, so I was like very devastated. So then it was USC. That was my second choice. I got in, but then my dad was like, no, I can't leave you here. I don't feel safe. So I ended up at Sac State. That's how that happened. And then I graduated. When I graduated from college, the radio station got bought out at the same time. So then it was like, okay, do I move back home? Or do I stay here and try to find another job out here? And then I looking at the math wasn't mathing. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go back home. So I came back to Atlanta. I couldn't find a job. I was super depressed. And so I started from the bottom. I ended up going back to radio. And I went to KISS thanks to Tawanda Black, who got me back in the promotions department. And so I was working there. And then I was also interning at the Atlanta Voice. And Jay Nash took me under her wing, and pretty much I was her community relations intern that turned to me being her assistant. Okay. And so when I was her assistant, she was taking me everywhere with her. And then she told other people, and then Tawanda Black was like, Sasha the Diva was on air at the time. She was midday, and she was like, I heard you need an assistant. I got somebody for you. And I was like, wait, I only have been doing this long. Like, this is new. And she was like, no, you can do it. And I was like, okay. And so I did my interview with Sasha, walking around at KNG. We were working. We all was working because I was street team. And we had to be at the not KNG, DNK. The DNK, and we walked around the store because she was shopping. We walked around the store and she asked me questions right then and there. And I worked for her for years. And then that turned to other people reaching out to me. And then that turned to that. And then I became an author because I was working for a publisher at the time, which was Audrey. And then Audrey was like, you need to write a book on the system. Huh? Write a book? Girl, who thought I was going to ever be an author? So I never thought anything that I was doing was going to be my life. Everything between God and then me just being in certain situations, it just happened that way. I always say, assistant chose me, I didn't choose it. And so that's how I became an author, because she was like, I'm going to publish your book. I just need you to write it. And so she helped me write the book, because I don't know how to write no book, girl. I didn't know where to start. And so I didn't know where to start. And she was like, I'm going to help you. So we got the book done. And here we are now. Now I have worked with a plethora of clients, from celebrities to business owners to creatives to whoever. And come March, I'm going to do my first class teaching other people how to do it.
Okay, nice. That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, so would you say, like, since you've been in the field so long, that you have a passion for?
I love helping people. Love helping people. So the reason, and it's really funny because it's really a full circle moment, because I never understood what was happening when I was little. So when I was little, my mom worked in the school system and she worked at a school. So during the summer, I didn't necessarily like going to summer camps and stuff. That wasn't really my thing. So my mom was like, well, girl, you got to do something. So I went to work with her every day during the summer because she had to work year round. And I was helping teachers put up their classrooms for the new year. And then my grandmother was an educator. So when I was literally 6 or 7, I was in my grandma's classroom grading papers.
Wow.
So I've been helping my whole life and just didn't know that I was going to be an assistant. But I love helping people. I really do. I am a person who I will always put myself last, which is not necessarily good all the time. But that's just who I am. I'm a selfless person. I love helping people. I like to see everybody do great. I want everybody to strive. I want everybody to be great. And I feel like we all can. It's enough out here for everybody.
For sure, for sure. You know, a couple things. First things first, grading papers as a kid is crazy.
It was so much fun. I think I'm weird because I had so much fun. My grandma used to give me the red pen, and she used to have the little answers on the side, and I'd just go and mark them off if they was wrong.
Oh, you just like giving the F's? That was the...
No, I didn't get the F's. She actually put the grade on the paper because she had to go and do her math and all that stuff. I just went and marked it if it was wrong or right. And then you only really mark it if it's wrong. If it's right, you leave it alone. That ain't my fault.
I mean, yeah.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I didn't know the kids.
And you said you was 7?
I was 7. Because my grandmother was a teacher. She was a 5th grade teacher, and I was still in second, 3rd grade. I think you 7 in 2nd grade. Yeah.
7 years old grading papers is crazy. I'm not ever doing that.
I remember those days.
That sounds like punishment.
It wasn't punishment to me though. It was really fun to me. I used to make sure my homework was done because my grandma was a teacher. So you just go to her classroom. She had to stay till a certain time. I would sit there and make sure my homework was done. When my homework was done, she used to have literally a folder for me. She already had my name on it. I already knew. Me and my grandma had a routine. We were good to go. We had a routine. And then we would leave. She'd give me some food. We go home.
I mean, listen, if it works for y'all, you know what I mean? But, you know, I would have asked for a recount on my paper. If I got an F knowing that you was grading it at 7 years old.
On there.
I know you didn't put the grade on there, but I'm like, just knowing that you was a part of the process. I'm like, yeah, I need to. She gave me
the answer key. So the answer key, I think I know how to be parallel. I was smart.
I'm just saying, if I was a kid and I found out another kid was grading my paper, I would ask for a second opinion.
That's why I can say it now.
I would make sense.
That's why I can put the information out there now.
Statute of limitation.
My grandma is no longer a teacher. She's actually no longer with us on earth. So I can tell this information now.
Okay.
And I didn't tell you to school. You're not getting all that. That's too much.
I didn't ask. Because they're going to start. Anybody, if you got a questionable grade, you know what I mean? And ain't going to even say the county. We just going to. If you know her family personally and know that her grandmother was your teacher, then you could check that up with her.
Yeah,
I mean, I respect that. I think that one thing you also said too was just how you're a giver. And
Yeah.
I find it interesting myself. I'm also a giver. It kind of is what brought me into starting my own business for other people, like shooting content, everything like that.
Oh,
But initially, I was going to be a social worker. That was actually,
really?
that was like the first profession that I actually was like about to go to college, and I actually got accepted into Georgia State into the
Okay.
social work program,
Okay.
and like literally changed it over to film and video once I got there.
Ain't
So
nothing wrong with that.
you
I
know,
thought I was gonna go to school to be a lawyer, and then
see,
you know how you go to orientation and give you that list of what all the credits you got to do. And I saw it was like almost tripled as like some of the other ones. I said, "Oh no, let me go ahead and change this now."
yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
So I changed to a communications major, much more, general. I could do a lot of things with communications. That way,
Very
I'm
true.
not just limited to just law.
Very true. Very true. And the only reason why I didn't stay in social work was, well, I got into video my senior year of high school, right when I was making the decision.
Okay.
So I already made the decision before that, but then once I started getting into video, I kind of transitioned out of it.
Okay.
But also, it was just the amount of depressing stories I heard about the things you got to deal with as a social worker. It's tough, man. Shout out to all the social workers out there.
Yeah, it's hurtful.
It's very hurtful. It's very tough.
Yeah.
It's just dealing with a lot of tragic situations, and you got to be very strong.
Very strong, and I think you also need to be in therapy if you're a social worker, for sure.
100%. Man. So maybe I'll get back in my community in so many different ways that I won't have to do it. But
I can say your film and photography work is A1. Y'all, his stuff dope.
Mean, thank you.
I'm a client, okay?
Thank you.
It's some good
Appreciate
work.
it.
I'd be happy.
I do what I can, so I have a few different goals in it in terms of like even helping my community, giving back to like kids in terms of just showing them videography skills and stuff like that too. So that'll be my own special way. But definitely being givers is like one of the essential things that kind of brought us into our field and everything like that. And with you being a personal assistant and everything like that, I know that it comes with its own challenges. So what are some of the biggest challenges that you usually face in your role?
We're going like real honest and real personal.
I mean, real honest, yeah. Straight honesty.
So for me, I would say one being I had to learn boundaries.
Okay.
And I had to learn how to juggle work life with my personal life, and understanding that my personal life is just as important as my clients' personal lives and their jobs and what they do. So yeah, I'd be like, maybe that's why I'm single so long. That took me a long time to figure that out. But anyway, so yeah, it's a learning process. But I also, being an assistant is sometimes has its own challenge, because unlike other fields or things, there's proper training, right? Which is why I wanted to do weight training, because there's no proper training on how to be an assistant. Sometimes it's you learn as you go, but you have to learn. One, you got to learn your client, learn what they like, what they don't like. Then you have to learn what they want you to do, because every client is different.
Yeah.
Every client has different businesses. So you got to learn their businesses. Then you have to learn them. Then you have to. So for me, I didn't have like a blueprint. So I provided a blueprint. My book is the blueprint. Because if I know some of the stuff that I know now, when I started, I may be further along than where I am now. Like paying attention to details. I remember I was so scared. I did an email, moving fast, then checking, and I did a whole typo. And I was responding as a client to another for them to have a potential. It was a hosting gig, but like for them to do camera work. How I look like sending them an email and I can't spell? That don't even look right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna get fired. This gonna be so embarrassing. But learning that you're not perfect, and learning that yes, I'm gonna make mistakes. But like I tell all my clients, yes, I make mistakes. Yes, I'm not perfect, but I don't make the same mistake twice.
For sure.
And that's my grace that I give myself. It's okay if you make a mistake, just don't make the same mistake twice. And so just learning all those things and time management, those can be difficult sometimes, especially if you have multiple clients.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you want to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, so take us through the daily basis of being a personal assistant. Like, what does that look like?
So for me, it varies every day. No day is the same. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be an assistant, you one of those people who like don't necessarily like dress codes or don't like 9 to 5s or don't like doing repetitive stuff every day, then you may like it. So yeah, certain things I have to do every day, like running errands. But I don't go to the same place every day. My errands
Yeah.
are different. Sometimes I may have to go all the way to Alpharetta for an errand. Then sometimes I may have to go just 5 minutes up the street. You get to travel. Like sometimes me as an assistant, I get to travel. My client Randy DeVoe was on tour for New Edition. And so I got to travel to Vegas for the residency and see what that's like. And so again, no, there's different. That day consisted of okay, going to get Randy from the airport, making sure his bags was packed, making sure he got from the airport, making sure he had his car. The car got us from the airport, then the car had to take us to the hotel, getting his keys, making sure that was good. So, okay, cool. Now I need your schedule because now I got to make sure your schedule is right while you're here. Talking to your managers, talking to choreographers, talking to whoever I need to talk to. And then making sure he eat, making sure he's good. If he got his wife with him and the kids, making sure his wife is good, making sure his kids are good. And then it's like, okay, cool. Now Kyerra can go breathe and go to her room.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? That's one day. But then the next day, it may be less chill. It may be more like, okay, cool. I can relax a little bit. They're going to let me sleep in to about 10:30 versus start my day at 5 or 6. Certain days are different. Some days, like I don't have a set schedule. And I'm also always on the clock.
Wow.
When you're an assistant, you're always on the clock. It's not like it's almost like a doctor. Like, you know how doctors, they may not be at the hospital every day, but they get a call and they might have to go into the hospital that day.
Yeah.
It's like that. When you're an assistant, it's almost like being a doctor. As far as your schedule. As far as your schedule being concerned. Or even, we're similar to a doctor too, as far as every client is different. Every patient is different for them.
Yeah. The
surgery I do today might not be the same surgery I'm going to do tomorrow. It's the same thing with the assistant. Some days I'm off. Some days I don't get no phone calls. Some days I'm like, I can just sit on my couch today and relax. But then on those days, I don't consider myself off because those are days that I'm doing stuff for Kyerra. Whether that's going to get my hair done, going to sleep, going grocery shopping, doing my own business, getting my own promos done, doing my own videos. So it's like, it doesn't stop. But at the same time, it's so much fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot.
It sounds like a lot, but I think it's exciting to me. The thrill, I love the thrill. I love not knowing what's going to happen today in a good way. Like, of course, I'm never expecting anything bad to happen, right? But I'm expecting like, okay, what's going to be on the schedule today? Or me having an agenda in my own head and there'd be a completely different agenda that gets done for that day.
Okay. Just a whole 180 on your day.
Yeah, sometimes you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to start at this time. And then something happens, a call may happen. I'm like, okay, that's going to be on later on today now. Let me go do this first. Let me go do that second. So, yeah, I definitely live my life from my phone, from a calendar, and from to-do lists.
Wow.
You have to be organized. Have to.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
And got to have a good memory, especially if you don't have time to, like, write it down. Like, oh, then what did they just tell me to do? Okay, cool. So let me go and write down. Like, my voice recordings, loaded.
Yeah, I'd be cooked. My memory game is not great. I write stuff. Not really. No.
Yeah, but I write everything down. I'm like the old school writer down. Like, I still got like notepads and notebooks and pens.
But see, the thing about that, I'll write it down and then lose the notebook. So then where are we at?
Really?
Yeah, it's just kind of like.
Okay, so do you put the notes in your phone?
Yes, but then there's so many folders.
You don't look at the notes?
It's so many folders of notes.
Are they organized?
It's really not about me. So it's really not about me.
This is to help you better the new year.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Listen, man. I'm organized when it comes to business because I want to make sure that I'm getting or giving the best service to people as much as possible.
Right.
But in terms of like everything outside of that, that's when everything falls apart. So I'm like, I try to be super attentive when it comes to other people's stuff. But everything else, like, it's just kind of, it just happens.
So you know what? I used to be the exact same way.
Okay.
I used to make sure all my clients were good all the time. Like, as long as my clients good, I used to tell myself, as long as my clients good, I'm good. But in actuality, you're not good. Because if you're not good at taking care of yourself, you can't take care of them. And I learned that the hard way. Like, I wasn't eating right. I wasn't going to work out. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't doing any of those things I was supposed to. And then I was in the hospital for dehydration and constipation. Like, who goes to the hospital for stuff like that? But I had to because I wasn't taking care of my body. If I'm in the hospital, how am I any good to my clients?
I mean, yeah, it's just true.
So you have to still take care of yourself too.
Yeah,
don't forget that.
I'm getting better at that. Yeah, I mean,
and if your life is organized, it's gonna help you be more organized with your clients too.
I'm doing what I can to be better.
Okay, I'll take that.
What I can to be better.
One day at a time. That's all we can say. That's all we can do. Yeah.
I said, like on my days off, like I have a set schedule. Everything that I do. Starting around like 5:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
See your to-do list.
Yeah, but then it's like I don't be looking at it. So then I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to do this by this hour, and we already passed it, and then it gets
for
a little
me,
dicey.
I don't necessarily put time limits on it.
Okay.
Like I don't have a set schedule. My clients have schedules.
Right.
I just have to-do lists.
Okay.
And for me, I just make sure my to-do list gets done.
I do weekly to-do lists
for that day.
Okay, on week.
No, I have a to-do list for every day. Then I have a week one too, because I like to, but I don't like to put times on it because my life be crazy sometimes. Stuff comes up, but I'll be like, okay, cool. Oh my God, I still got like these 3 little things left to do on my to-do list. Let me go and knock them out, and then I may not go to bed till like 1, 2 in the morning. But hey, everything on my to-do list for the day got done. Yeah,
I mean, I feel that. See, I do that because there's certain things that I can only do at certain times. So I do. I just started doing jiu-jitsu not too long ago, and the classes are, only 6:30 in the morning. So it's like 6:30 to 7:30, and then it's 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Those are like the only 2 times I could go. Mm-hmm. It's harder for me to go in the evenings than it is for me to go in the morning. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get up on time to get to this class. Yes. And then when I get out the class, I'm already hot and sweaty. I might as well go to the gym. I'm not finna go home, shower, and then come back out and go to the gym. That's just a waste of time. So I'm like, let's go ahead and do my weight training, right? And then I come home, I do my gratitude journaling. So I do keep up with that book.
Yes,
I keep up with that. I do journal.
I do that too. Everybody's part of my morning regimen.
You know what I'm saying? And then just from there, just make sure I check on anything I need to do business-wise, eat a good breakfast. And then sometimes it's a matter of just trying to stay awake. Because sometimes you get
Do you pencil in naps?
I do not. I put productivity time with air quotes, but then it's like
But sometimes a nap is productive.
I feel like that, but then at the same time,
because if you're exhausted, you're not gonna get nothing else done anyways.
I mean, that's true.
So you might as well just take you a 30-minute nap.
But see, then it don't be 30 minutes.
Okay, we'll schedule an hour nap.
And then that hour go by. And
but now we got a problem.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't take naps. That's what I'm saying. The naps don't happen.
Okay.
I'm overindulgent on the naps. Okay. So I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not even going to risk half my day being gone. I'm like, dang, you wake up, the sun's already down. It's over. I'm like, man, like, so that's why I'm like, I try to make sure I stay productive as much as possible.
Okay.
I do my personal like daily reflections and like Bible study like towards the evening, and then from there, get on any other calls that I may need to get on, because certain clients may not be finished or ready to talk until after 5 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just having that already in place, and then I'm usually in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
See, that one I haven't mastered yet.
It took some time.
I have not mastered going to bed at a reasonable time.
It took some time in adjusting. All of this was.
I think, like, I'm even ashamed to say, but I probably get about 4 hours of sleep.
Hey, see, maybe that's part 5. Of self-care. Look.
Maybe 5.
That's part of self. Five is solid. 5 is a solid amount of time. If you can get a 5, if you can stretch that to 6.
If it's 7 days a week, I get 5 hours of sleep. I would say 4 out of the 7.
We'll work on that. See, everybody got things to work on. You know what I mean? Everybody can do better. You know,
I'm gonna get better.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
I'm just a night owl, and I just feel so productive at night. Like I can get so much work done at night, and then I'm like, nah, let me just finish this. The next thing, and I'm like, where did time go? It's already 1.
Yeah, see, and I was the same way.
I watch my TV show. Like certain TV shows, I have to watch.
I mean, listen, we in the same boat. All right, a lot of this, what I'm doing now, I had to transition into doing it. Okay. I usually didn't before this. I used to get up. I usually be up by like 9 a.m. You know what I mean? There was just still like a fair time, but it's not 5:36. So it's still like hours of the day. Yeah. And then I'll be up maybe like 4, just doing any old thing. A lot of I don't know, I just feel super creative at night sometimes. So I started coming up with ideas for stuff.
I understand.
Binge watching a TV show. That's always a great time.
Right.
You know, it really was affecting me in a lot of different ways because I realized I was not getting as much sleep. Versus like if I set these times to like, oh, I must be in the bed by this hour. I must be up by a certain hour. So this is how many hours I need to be asleep.
Okay.
Versus like, oh, okay, I'm just going to watch one more episode of the show. And I'm like, you know what? We got about 3 more to the season finale. Let me just get to the finale. And then when we start the new season tomorrow, we'll figure that out. But and then you look up, it's about 5 a.m. already.
Yep.
And you ain't even
with the sleep yet.
So you've been up about 20 hours.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize you was up 20 hours.
No, not good.
And then I'm also a late night eater. So I'm like,
I'm working on that too.
Yeah, I get into,
now I eat late, but I might not just do a salad or some fruit.
See, that's great.
Eating heavy.
I never mastered that. So I'm like, you know what? It's easy to be asleep. It's so much easier to be asleep than to even try and figure that out. Because I'm like,
do you wake up like hungry?
Honestly, not. I really don't get hungry until after I work out. So I'm usually good once I wake up. Like I'll just maybe drink some water, or if it's like super cold, maybe some tea, and then I'm straight until at least about 11.
Okay.
So that's really where I'm like, okay, that's why I'm like, if I'm asleep, I ain't got to eat. Right. And then I realized another thing about myself too is I'm a nighttime shopper. So that's when I get on Amazon. A lot of my biggest purchases was around like 3 in the morning.
What are you buying, Tevin?
Equipment.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be really anything. I could just be like that. Well, I'm like, the most money I ever spent was like nighttime. I bought my first like gimbal, like gimbal when you steady camming, or all my videography people know them joints are like $500-$600, especially like this was years ago.
Okay.
I bought it 5 in the morning, just on a whim. You know what I mean?
Was it at least on sale?
No.
It wasn't on sale. You was shopping at 5 in the morning?
Yes.
You're a good one. Because for me, I'm gonna be mad that I'm spending money this early in the morning.
See, I respect that because for me, it's like, I don't know, maybe in the back of my mind, it's like, if I do it at night, it almost like it didn't happen until it, gets to the door. You feel what I'm saying? Really? In the daytime, I see the price and I'm like, you know what? Let me think about that a little bit longer. Really? Let me do some more research on it. But then see, the nighttime is when I'm doing the research and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and buy this one because I'm tired of looking at, so.
See, our minds think differently. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, man, it's just for my own bank account, for my physical health and wellness, I just got to be asleep.
Let me just go to bed.
Just go to bed.
I got it.
You know what I mean? So.
Duly noted.
Because then you be scrolling. I scroll. I don't be social media late night. I don't do that. I scroll on Amazon.
Now, that's my problem. I feel like I'm supposed to DM potential new clients that, Kyerra, why are you DMing these people at 8, 9 o'clock at night? They wait 10 in the morning. But I be like, no, because I'm going to forget. Then I'm not going to remember the page it was on. Then, because it, it's not like how it used to be where you like can go back.
It's like
to
a
where you
streamline. Yeah, it's not a streamline no more.
So now
yeah.
I got. If I'm not writing it down, I might well just do it right then and there and be like,
oh, you just screenshot it.
Then that's more stuff I gotta go and delete later. Then I'm gonna forget about the screenshots.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, everybody's different. Like I said, you
I just
scrolling.
apologize in my text message. In my little DM. Sorry for the late response.
No, yeah, I feel that. I used to do all of my outreach in like in the morning or do it like in the evening. You know what I mean? Because like I said, sometimes people be working and like that midday stuff, they don't really respond.
Yeah.
But yeah, like social media, I'm easy to get off social media after a certain hour, but I'm still scrolling on Amazon. I'm like, dang, what is that? You see something crazy you ain't even know existed?
I'm not scrolling on Amazon.
I seen some leg heaters. I bought my mom for well, this is
Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas already passed. You know what I'm saying? But I bought her some leg heaters off the whim. I was scrolling. I was like, dang, that's kind of cool. You just wrap it around your leg and you just warm them up. And you're just like, okay. I don't know when I would ever use this, but I put it in the cart anyway.
Feet warmers too.
See, listen,
that's
man.
That's a real thing.
It was all the way to the feet. Like it was the feet, the leg, all the way up to like the thigh. Like all of it. It's like it was both of them.
Oh.
I was like, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay. It's stuff like that. And then I just found about Temu. It's been a wrap.
Oh yeah, Temu is a little
went crazy.
Than Shein. Well,
I haven't tried Shein yet.
What it is. I'm a Shein like fanatic. Shein fanatic. I don't even be on Amazon like that. Because to me, Shein got better prices.
Yeah, and see, I just got put on the Temu,
but
and now
Temu
I'm like,
prices is better than Shein.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Then I be like, ooh, okay, now I gotta go and look at the reviews for the quality. That's when it breaks down to like the quality.
Yeah.
The quality from Temu or the quality from Shein.
Because then I was late night on Temu. I bought a dresser. You know, it was $35.
For a dresser?
Yeah,
was it a good dresser?
I mean, it holds my TV.
Okay. That's all that matters. It's doing the
I could put my clothes in it.
Okay, so it's a good dresser.
Yeah, it was smaller than I thought it would be.
Okay.
But I mean, it was like $35, so including tax. So I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, what can I say? What can I do?
I got you.
You know,
I understand.
We went in a mean tangent. But yeah, so, I mean, I definitely, I would say definitely just take some time to yourself and make sure you get some sleep in, you know what I mean?
I'm going to do better.
Get that sleep in, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to do better. Promise.
So, like, I wanted to ask too, like, in terms of being like a celebrity assistant, personal assistant, you don't have to get into like super specifics or names, nothing like that. But like, what are some of the characteristics of a bad client?
A bad client?
Yes.
Why would you ask me this, Kevin? God.
I mean, like I said, don't name names. I just said
a bad client. Somebody that talks down to you.
Okay.
Somebody who doesn't necessarily care about you as a human.
Can't have that.
For me, they're just a genuine, just not a good person overall. Like I'm not just saying this. I honestly don't have bad clients.
Great answer.
I'm very selective. But no, I'm not lying. I'm still selective with my clients too.
For sure.
Like, because for me, I'm very big into God. Like, if I feel like I can't pray with my clients, I already know it's not going to work. Or they think I'm weird because I'm praying in a corner or something. I have to talk to God every day, okay? Sometimes I have to talk to God so I can stay sane.
Yeah.
So I need to just have a conversation. So most of my clients understand that though, like, oh yeah, Key gonna talk to God. Key gonna pray before a meeting, or she gonna pray after a meeting, or she gonna pray some in the day somewhere. So just that, and just understanding. And I try not to have clients that's in the same field to protect myself too. So if I work for a cosmetologist, I'm gonna try not to work for another cosmetologist, because sometimes it could be a conflict of interest. And I want to be like, oh, you taking my resources from that client and putting up. No.
Yeah.
So to protect myself, I try not to have the same clients.
Okay.
But I think if I had to say what a bad client was, I would think, yeah, somebody who doesn't respect your boundaries, somebody who doesn't know how to talk to you. Yeah. To me, that's what a bad client is. I would say a client that don't pay.
I mean, that's fair.
That's a bad client for anybody.
Everybody, yeah.
So yeah.
Any entrepreneur field, client that don't pay ain't a client.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Because I don't even think it's a bad client if they don't necessarily pay on time. I'm patient. though.
For sure.
As long as you pay.
Stuff
Sometimes
happens.
Stuff happens. As long as you pay. Now, just not paying is wild.
Yeah, I'm leaving with something.
Yeah.
You gotta leave with something, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I definitely understand that. So I know that you talked about, you wrote the book and everything like that. So in terms of the characteristics of a good personal assistant, I gotta do the same thing. What are some characteristics of a bad personal assistant? Have you seen anybody else's personal assistant? You was like, dang,
yeah.
what was it?
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of things. That one I can answer with no off the back. Like
Okay.
Bad assistants are people who do not pay attention to details. Somebody who are lazy. Somebody who, like I always say, an assistant should always match the brand of the client. Right? So my clients know when I'm working and we're not going nowhere, I'm probably gonna look a hot mess. Meaning I'm gonna have some scrubs, some Crocs on, a hoodie and t-shirt. But when we go outside, I'm not gonna still have on those same Crocs and sweats. Because so somebody who doesn't necessarily because yes, when I'm working, but I still need to be presentable. So
Right.
I've seen some assistants who are not always presentable. So yeah, I would say who not on time, but they're not punctual. You have to beat your client somewhere, unless your client wants you to come with them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Don't have your client beat you there for you get there.
That's tough. Yeah.
So bad assistants don't be punctual. They don't pay attention to detail. If they're rude and nasty for no reason. If they're not accountable. Like, if you messed up, own up and say that you messed up, it's okay. And ever since I made my grammatical errors, I make sure I don't make them anymore. So people who don't double check their work. You have to double check your work. You have to. Bad assistants, too, can be people who doubt themselves.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, if I'm doubting myself, how can my client trust me and I don't trust myself?
That's facts.
A good assistant, you have to be able to, your client has to be able to trust you, and you have to be able to trust your client. So you got to have some confidence about you, some, yeah, I can do this. Like, you can't self-doubt yourself. You can't. It's not going to work. Especially if you work in the entertainment industry, because the entertainment industry is already so fast, and it's very rah-rah. It's very like, either you got it or you don't. It could be very cutthroat. So it's like, you have to be able to accept. And if they can't take criticism, that's a bad assistant trait. Yeah, I better take criticism.
It's part of accountability.
It's part of accountability. So those are some of the things I would say.
Okay. All right. You the queen at it.
Trying to be.
Hey, you doing it. Ain't no trying.
To lay the foundation out for others.
For sure. Now that's dope. I mean, so in terms of being an assistant, like, if you could do anything else, I know you said you wanted to be a lawyer, you went to law school. Is that something you would still consider? Or
No.
is there anything else in the world? Like, if God came down here and said, hey, you could be
an actress.
An actress. Okay.
Can you see it?
Definitely. So I'm like, okay, yeah.
Acting. Yeah. Acting.
Anything specific, like TV shows, movies?
I do TV, movies. I do it all. Why not?
You taking time to move towards that?
We're getting there. A little bit.
I mean, we in Atlanta.
I did my first extra.
Okay.
I did my first extra role this year.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to do more next, the upcoming year.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think definitely acting and real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm thinking about going to real estate school.
Wow. Okay.
Just to have it, to say I have it.
Do you know what you want to do in real estate? Like, be a realtor, wholesaler, or?
I'll be a realtor, and I also want to be like an investor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think those two suit me.
For sure.
My family thinks I'm being a minister, but I don't see that. That's what they see.
Well,
That's what I see.
I believe you can be anything you want to be.
Thank you. We gotta stick with acting. I think I want to try that. I want to try it.
For
see how
sure.
it works for me.
It'd be pretty good. You'd be pretty good at it. I've done a little acting back in my day.
Oh, really?
Barely.
So the crazy part is I have a theater degree too.
Yeah.
So I have a theater degree and a ministry. So it's like, why not? Why not just do both?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't acted too much. I was an extra in a music video a little while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was cool, man. I mean, it was for Big Crit. Shout out to Big Crit. He's my favorite rapper.
And it was your favorite rapper?
Yeah, I got to meet him. Shout out my boy Kevon. He the one who made the play. That's my guy. Gotta put him on. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna talk bad like the rest of them do, Kevon. Just know but yeah. So he put me in position to not only be in the video, but also get to meet him behind the scenes and everything like that. Actually talk to him. I was trying my best not to fan out. It's only, to be clear, only but so many people on this earth I will ever fan out about. Okay. I've met many celebrities. I met the Migos before. There's so many people that I've met, but it's like a handful of people, and Big Crit was one of those people. I think I'll be good now because I already met him. Right. But you know what I mean? It's like, it was a great experience. You know what I mean? You can see my head a little bit. Like if I play the clip and I freeze it, you'll see me right there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And part of the video was he was doing like autographs too, like autograph pictures of himself. So he like gave me an autograph picture, and I still have it like hanging in my house too to this day. No. So you know what I mean? It was a dope time. But
congratulations for you. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. You know what I mean? I really can't say I want to do too much more acting per se. Okay. Maybe voice acting.
Voiceover?
Yeah, you know, stuff like that.
Would you do voiceovers for books?
I can. You know,
so that's the thing. You do. Audible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just seen they did. What book was that? It was an Octavia Butler book, and I think they had like Angela Bassett on it. It was like they had real actors on there and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely. That's another thing that people don't think about. They always just think about like voiceovers for TV or film.
Yeah.
But voiceovers for books and plays.
Man, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because I used to do, really what started that was I used to work at the Coca-Cola Museum downtown. And I used to work in like the ticket booth, like the front areas and stuff like that. And those are like the main places where you got to like talk on a microphone. And that was my first time ever like doing public speaking ever.
Did you like it?
I learned to enjoy it because I learned to not care about the job and just have my own personal fun.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with it.
You know, I would talk to
host
people.
Too, and I love public speaking.
Yeah, you know, man.
I love engaging with people.
Yeah, so I've had moments too. I think I presented an award last year. It was like a short film award show, and I was able to present an award, so that was fun. I could maybe do like, you know, MCing like for events or just master ceremonies and stuff like that too. You know, just a lot of stuff like that. But you know, we gotta get into it. You know what I mean? We gotta get into it.
When I need a call, I'm gonna hit you up.
I got you.
You got me?
I got you.
Say less.
You know what I mean? I got you. You know, so I appreciate you coming through, you know, but we not done yet. We not done just yet.
All right, what we about to do? I'm scared.
Listen. First things first, we're gonna have a word from our sponsor, and when we come back, it's time for some trivia. So, see you soon. This video is sponsored by Chop House Media Group. Now listen, podcasting is hard, all right? There's a lot of moving parts to a successful podcast, whether it be the shooting side, the post-production side, the audio mixing and mastering. Just having the right strategy and know how to even get this podcast in the right places and getting it into the right positions to get monetized. And that is where Chop House Media Group helps out at. We have coined the phrase, the podcast in the box, where we pretty much facilitate anything and everything that you need to run a successful podcast, between the production, the post-production, the strategy, and the tips and tricks that you need to be 1,000% successful in every single aspect of your podcasting career. Now, if you are interested in being a part of this and making sure that you get your podcast to the next level, whether you are just now starting out your podcast or you are already in the podcasting field but want to take it to another level, be sure to hit the link below and schedule your free consultation with us to make sure that we get your podcast up and going further than you can ever imagine. All right, again, thank you to Chop House Media Group for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the show. And we're back. All right, so key part of the show where we got to hand out some trivia. You know what I mean? So I know you're new to this. I'm gonna explain it to you real quick. Basically, what's gonna happen is we're gonna give you 3 questions.
Okay.
You know, my executive producer Javane, say what's up to the people, Javane.
What's good?
You know, he's gonna give you these 3 questions. If you get 2 out of 3 right, you get to walk out of here with a cash prize. But you get 2 out of 3 wrong, I have to award the cash prize to the audience. So for you to get the cash prize, please be sure to first things first, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We only give it out to subscribers. Secondly, you gotta comment below your favorite moment of this episode. Key is giving out a bunch of keys. See what I did?
I see what you did there. I like it.
So you definitely, it's got to be something you enjoy. Make sure you comment below and like the video as well. And we will randomly select one of our viewers to win the cash prize if Key gets the questions wrong. So,
Okay.
Javane, what you got, man? And full transparency, I don't know these questions. I don't have no part in these questions. So if anything is crazy, do not blame me. I know I'm the face of the show.
Blame ChatGPT.
Blame ChatGPT. There you go.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
Tevin,
God, that's even worse.
Tevin
Oh.
did not have any
That's
part
even
of
worse.
the creation
if I
of
don't know
these.
the answer, I'm gonna feel real slow.
Don't do
Because
that.
ChatGPT would know the answer, not me. That's crazy.
Don't do that. See,
I wouldn't say all
I
that.
wouldn't say
Nah,
all that,
that's
no.
that's.
Okay.
I think
No.
that's a little hyperbolic.
yeah,
Okay,
that's a little.
hyperbolic. All right.
I definitely
I like ChatGPT. I'm
Me
gonna
too.
say it.
Me too.
I like it too when it's not asking me questions.
Okay.
That's when it's magically
It's useful.
Chat Einstein.
Yeah.
Einstein GPT at that point.
Okay.
So yeah, what we got, Javane? What we doing?
All right. So I think we're coming out the gate with, like I said, I don't know these answers. Obviously, I have the answers in front of me, but these were very interesting questions when I looked them up. So the first one is, what is gatekeeping in the context of an executive assistant's responsibilities? A is screening and prioritizing access to the celebrity, managing event security, monitoring social media accounts, or D, coordinating a celebrity's fan club activities.
What was the first one?
Screening and prioritizing access to the celebrity.
It's A.
That is correct.
Hey, okay, all right. See, wasn't too crazy,
see?
right?
All right.
Okay.
Jesse
All
G
right.
I'm ready
know how
now.
to
Hey.
act.
Okay. Put me in the game, coach.
Okay, all right. What we got?
All right, cool. You ready for the second one?
I'm ready.
All right, awesome. All right, number 2. Which of the following is a common travel-related task for executive assistant?
Okay.
Got A, booking flights and private jet charters. B, designing travel itineraries for vacations. C, coordinating airport security procedures. Or D, all of the above.
D.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, we do all those things.
You got to coordinate security.
Depending on the client. So sometimes when you have high-end clients, or if it's in a situation like sometimes I had a client who had to go to the White House.
Okay.
You're corresponding with the security with them, and then sometimes your client might have their own security
Mhm.
that you have to coordinate with, and then sometimes a celebrity client might have a different alias than like their actual name.
Okay.
So that's when you have to tell security, like, this is the name on the passport, but this is them. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes
Gotcha.
it depends on what's going on. And like, you know, you got to talk to security. Even when like with shows and stuff, I had to talk to security like, okay, y'all, he ready to get picked up now. Who was security for the day? I need to know security. What's your name? What's your numbers? Because they change from state to state, especially if they're on tour.
Got you.
So you have to coordinate and hire security sometimes, yeah.
Awesome.
Learn something new every day.
Every day. See?
You know nothing
That's
about
why you're
that.
here.
All right. 2-0. I mean, so technically you already won the prize, but we're gonna go for the third anyway.
Yeah.
See if we
Okay.
can three-peat.
We want to see if you could, get all 3. The last question is, and this relates to being an author.
Okay.
This is, what is a pen name? A style of handwriting authors use. B, an author's pseudonym or alternate name used for publishing. C, a title given to best-selling authors. Or D, the name of a writer's literary agent. Yes. What is a pen name?
I think it's B.
An author's pseudonym or alternate name used for publishing.
Yes.
You are correct.
Hey, see, you
Oh.
got the 3-0. Come on now.
Yes.
Come on now.
That's how y'all know I know what I'm talking about these days.
Hey, see,
Hey.
come on now. Hey, talk your talk.
Nice,
you
nice,
know what I'm saying? See, you didn't have faith. See, you getting
just a
scared,
little
you a little
nervous.
worried.
I'm
It
just a
wasn't even
little
nothing. You know what I mean?
You
Like I
got
said,
this.
ChatGPT only act different with me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when we do the solo episode, that's when we get all
They don't
the
like Tevin.
trigonometry
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
Oh, Tev, you gotta have another alias. Don't go by Tevin.
I mean, yeah.
ChatGPT.
I mean,
She
El
putting you
Chapo,
on
I don't
game,
know
bro.
what kind of questions I get at that point.
You could try it. They may be
Like
fun.
how many ounces is in a kilo, and then we start.
Hey,
getting crazy.
yo.
We start getting crazy.
That's not this type of
It's
podcast.
not this type of podcast. We do
Yes.
not condone anything
I'm about
illegal.
to say, because I don't need to be on here.
Wink,
to
wink.
take me
Never.
off.
No.
They
We
don't go
are.
with no brands.
We
over
are
here.
1,000% legitimate around here. Everything we do is 100% legal, legitimate. Key, thank you
Yes.
so much for joining me today, man. I appreciate your time. Listen, tell people how they can find you. How can they find the book? How can they reach out to you if they know somebody who needs assistance? If Obama needed an assistant, Michelle and them need you. Like, where can they find you?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I had a blast. Yes, you can follow me on all social media as Key the Assistant. That's KeeTheAssistant. Shoot, I work for the Obamas. Sign me up. Okay,
You know what I
anyways.
mean?
But yes, that's how you can follow me on anything. My website is www.prosandcups.com. And you can DM me on my Instagram. No, I don't have robots on my page. No, nobody else is doing my page. It's actually when you DM me or you follow me, you're actually talking to me. And most likely I will answer all DMs and questions. Make sure you stay tuned because in March, I will be having our first class and workshop, brother. So make sure you're in the room. You can buy the book on Books A Million, Amazon, or Barnes & Nobles, or my website. If you get it from my website, I will sign and autograph it and ship it to you.
Cool. See? All right. And that's it, y'all. Look, another episode of Chop Logic in the books. Tevin El Chapo. Friends do, in fact, call me Chop. I'm not making that up. I didn't give myself that name. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace. Take it easy.